Alright, Shalom. We come out here to wake up God's people according to the Holy Bible, which consists of the children of Israel, which are today going by names of Puerto Rican, Dominican, Haitian, Cuban, Colombian, and etc. But according to the Holy Bible, they're known as the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. So we only come out here to wake up the few of our people, the ones that want to listen to. If you guys don't like what we're saying, you guys always have the right to not listen to what we're saying. So, alright, so with that, let's get Jeremiah.
Jeremiah chapter 22, verse 1. Thus saith the Lord, go down to the house of the king of Judah,
Go on.
and speak there this word, and say, hear the word of the Lord.
That's right, and that's what we're here to say. Hear the word of the Lord. Where's the word of the Lord in this Holy Bible? The book that you blacks and Hispanics either one, don't care about, because you think it's a man-made book or the white man wrote it, or two, you claim to follow it, but you don't really follow nothing that's in it. Alright, go on.
And say, hear the word of the Lord.
And that's what we're here to tell you, blacks and Hispanics. Hear the word of the Lord. Not Trey Songz, okay? Not Chief Keef, not Waka Flocka, okay? Not Spaga Benz, and all them freaks. We're out here to give you the proper wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of your nationality, your heritage, or what you guys today would call your race. Alright, go on, Up.
O King of Judah, that sittest upon the throne of David, thou and thy servants,
Go on.
and thy people that enter in by these gates.
Yep.
Thus saith the Lord, execute ye judgment.
What the Lord say to do?
Execute ye judgment.
The Lord said to execute ye judgment. Go on.
And righteousness.
That's right.
And deliver the spoiler out of the hand of the oppressor.
And the Lord said to execute righteousness. That's the next problem. You blacks and Hispanics don't know what righteousness is according to the Bible. What is righteousness according to the Bible? Go into the Sunday church? Matter of fact, where is Sunday in the Bible? Can anybody show me that? Can anybody show me Sunday church in the Bible? Can anybody show me, what's it called? Painting Easter eggs in the Bible? Can anybody show me Valentine's Day in the Bible? Can anybody show me Halloween in the Bible? Okay, I thought so. Go on, Up.
Execute ye judgment and righteousness.
Yep.
And deliver the spoiler out of the hand of the oppressor.
Who's the spoiler? You so-called blacks and Hispanics. The children of Israel. How are you being spoiled? It don't take a rocket scientist to know what's going on in America, man. Okay, you guys are being raped, robbed, and murdered. That's what's going on. Okay, you live in the projects. You live in the ghettos. You live in the slums. Okay, the tenement yard. Alright, go on, Up.
And deliver the spoiler out of the hand of the oppressor.
Yeah, who's the oppressor? It'll be the white man in other nations now.
I'm from Kenya.
You're from where? Okay, that's nice. Go on, Up.
And do no wrong, do no violence to the stranger.
And do no violence. Yeah, and this was applying back in the time in the land of Israel. But now when Christ comes back, pursuant to Micah, the 4th chapter, we're going to...
Michael's angel.
Micah, the 4th chapter. You got a question or something you wanted to ask us or something? Because we're out here teaching, so if you have a question, you can ask us. But if
I'll
you...
listen.
Okay, can you listen right there? Because we're recording this. All right, go on, Doc.
The fatherless, nor the widow, neither shed innocent blood in this place.
Yeah, it says the fatherless. Who's the main fatherless race? You so-called blacks and Hispanics once again. Okay? You could drive through almost any ghetto, you will find a large majority of the people on this sign don't know who their fathers were. It's because it's a curse that God put upon his people for not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. You guys wonder why nothing goes your way. Because you're not listening to your God. And a lot of y'all don't even know who your God is. Alright, go on.
For if ye do these things indeed, then shall there enter, and by the gates of this house, kings sitting upon the throne of David, riding in chariots and horses, he and his servants and his people.
And this is going to happen after America's destroyed once again. Okay? Because when Christ comes back, he's not gonna bless America. Sorry. Okay? This place is not gonna be here forever. Ain't gonna be no more Miami Heat. Okay, and what's it called? Ultra Fest, where you can get high and drunk and walk the street and smoke your weed and take your pills. Ain't gonna be none of that no more. Because what's gonna happen to America real soon is thermonuclear destruction. Alright, this is what God is gonna do to America according to the Holy Bible. He's gonna blow America the face of the earth.
That's right.
Because it's a dirty, stinking, corrupt place that corrupts and kills his people.
Con.
And you blacks and Hispanics that love America, you could die right along with it.
Come on.
All right, go on.
Verse 5. But if you would not hear these words.
Yeah, what happened if the Negro or Latino doesn't want to listen? You want to go back to celebrating Easter eggs, which is not even in the Bible.
Come on.
Christ never told Paul or Peter to go paint Easter eggs. Where is that in the Bible? Where are you getting that custom from? And then you claim it's Good Friday. Where's Good Friday in the Bible?
Where?
Good Friday is nowhere in the Bible. Friday is not even in the Bible. But yet you guys claim that you know God so much and you love him. All right, go on now.
Verse 5. But if you would not hear these words, I swear by myself.
Yeah, what did God say? You what?
I swear by myself.
When you swear, that means he means it. Go on.
Saith the Lord, that this house shall become a desolation.
And that's what happened. Look at the land of Israel now. You got fake Jews because the people that's in the land of Israel are not the real Jews.
That's right.
The real Jews are the so-called blacks and Hispanics that are scattered through over here and throughout the four corners of the earth. Those people that's in the land of Israel, they go back to the ancient European empire known as the Khazar Empire. They converted into something called Judaism. God never spoke about Judaism or being Jewish. It's either you're an Israelite or you're not. Go on.
Verse 6. But thus saith the Lord unto the kings of Judah,
Go on.
Thou art Gilead unto me, and the head of Lebanon. Yet surely I will make thee a wilderness, and cities which are not inhabited.
Yes, cities which are not inhabited. Go down to the Bahamas. It's nothing but slums. And don't let the commercials fool you. All right? Come to Jamaica and all that nonsense. Go down to Jamaica. It's nothing but slums down there in Jamaica. There's nothing but slums down there in Trinidad. There's nothing but slums down there in Mexico. There's nothing but slums down there in Peru, Colombia, Brazil, Haiti. You blacks and Hispanics ain't living good. What you talking about? And you trusting some Obama. like Obama cares about you little Negroes. All right, go on,
Yet surely I will make thee a wilderness, and cities which are not inhabited.
Yeah, cities which are not inhabited. Keep on going down this street, make a right, keep going down, make a left, and go look at those streets and see if those buildings, you'll find a whole bunch of apartment buildings with people that don't even live in. It's most likely a crack den. All right, go on now.
Verse 7. And I will prepare destroyers against thee, every one with his weapons, and they shall cut down thy choice cedars and cast them into the fire.
And this happened from since the time that when we were in the land of Israel, still till this day. The Babylonians did it, the white man did it, the Persians did it, the Africans did it. Everybody did something to us. And God allowed this to happen because we're not following him. Go on.
And many nations shall pass by this city, and they shall say every man to his neighbor, Wherefore hath the Lord done thus unto this great city?
Yeah, and that's what they say about the land and the people. When they look at blacks and Hispanics, they'll be like, you're telling me that's an Israelite? This old ashy guy on the side of the street? Not just speaking hypothetical. I'm not speaking about anybody out here in general. I'm just saying that's how they look at us as animals. Okay, like what they say, 3/5 of the human being. Nothing no more. All right, go on.
Then they shall answer, because they have forsaken the covenant of the Lord their God.
Because they have what?
Because they have forsaken the covenant of the Lord their God.
Because Israel, you so-called blacks and Hispanics, forsaken the covenant of your God. Who's your God? The God of Israel. What's the covenant between us and him? The laws, statutes, and commandments. God said that if we keep his laws, then we will always be his people. He said if you break these laws, you're not my people no more. It's that easy. Go on.
Then they shall answer, because they have forsaken the covenant of the Lord their God.
Yeah, and go up to a so-called Negro or Latino and try to tell him about the Bible. He'll give you 50,000 reasons why not to listen to the Bible. Man, they give us that book during slavery. Okay, how? Well, you know, King James wrote it. King James didn't write it. There was many translations before King James was even born. Man, the point is, just say you want to be wicked and you don't want to know nothing. Just say that. All right, go on. It's that easy.
Because they have forsaken the covenant of the Lord their God,
Yep.
and worship other gods.
And you worship other gods. And you blacks and Hispanics are doing that till this day. Like this guy right here. Y'all read this book, but y'all think this book is based upon this guy right here. First of all, when you read the Bible, Christ is described as a so-called black man. So why are you guys worshiping this guy? Why are you blacks and Hispanics in your house? You guys continue to put up pictures like this. And it's not even just this. You got Islam. You got Rastafari. What else? What else? Hinduism. 5%. Negroes are becoming Scientologists now. Like Isaac Hayes. Kemet. Egyptologists. A Negro will give you 5,000 different religions. And then the ones that claim to read this, it gets worse. You're a Baptist, then you're Episcopalian, then you're an Anglican,
Protestant.
then you're a Protestant, then you're a Catholic, then you're a Jehovah's Witness. You gotta make up your mind, man.
Did you touch the Seventh-day Adventist?
Seventh-day Adventist. Did I say Pentecostal? So many of them. Every week there's like a new one. Would you guys have one to bring up? Alright, going up.
And worship other gods and serve them. That was it.
That's right, and worship other gods and serve them. When our people were scattered throughout Africa and the Middle East, they worship other gods. That's how come when you go through our history and you follow the historical records, the Arabs had us enslaved. You want to know why? Because God let the Arabs do it. Because we wasn't listening to him. You want to know why a Negro gets shot 50 times and a cop is off next week? Because God did it. Most likely because that Negro wasn't doing what he said to do. All right, go on now.
Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for a lack of
You
knowledge.
hear what the God's saying? My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. You could go anywhere. And now some of the people that used to be the most wisest people on the earth has now become the dumbest people on the face of the earth now. Negroes don't even walk, Negroes and Latinos don't even walk around with their pants on no more. They keep it sagging. Like a homosexual. Which God hates. God, and yes, God hates gay people. Alright, go on now.
My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge.
Yep.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge,
Since you blacks and Hispanics want to go play around,
I will also reject thee,
you see what happens? God say he rejects you. Go on.
that thou be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God.
That thou shalt be no priest unto me. And then you realize he says, seeing that thou hast forgotten the law. Proving that's the main reason why God gave our nation the laws.
Right.
So all these nations, yes, the white man too, could bow down beneath us and listen to these laws, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
But you blacks and Hispanics don't want to hear that though. Because that's all you guys care about. What about the white folks? What about them? Are they going to make it? Are they going to be safe? Well, when Katrina happened and those Negroes were stuck in Katrina, I didn't see none of them crying about what about the black people in New Orleans? The black man that got shot this other week 50 times, I ain't seen no white folks reaching out for y'all.
Had mercenary killers, man, killing, man, people.
You got mercenary killers wiping Negroes out, killing kids. They had a cop the other week. He bust up in this one house by mistake. It was the wrong house and shot the little 9-year-old girl. Imagine having somebody kill your daughter in front of you. Did the cop go to jail? No. No, he did not. And you Negroes walk around here and talk about some American dream and you hoping that you're gonna make it. The only way you would make it is if you sell your soul. Alright, go on now.
It says, I will also reject thee, that thou be no priest unto me,
Yep.
seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God.
And God said, since you've forgotten his laws, he said, I'm gonna make you a nobody nation. A nation that nobody likes. That's how come everywhere you blacks and Hispanics go, when you walk into a restaurant that's predominantly not your race, people are looking at you like, what is this guy doing here? Go to Boca Raton. Go over there in Miami Beach. and you go sit your black and Hispanic behind down in one of those rich white folks' restaurants and watch how they start looking at you and start moving the chair away from you like you gonna steal something on their table or something like that. Pathetic, man. Go on, Doc.
I will also forget thy children.
Yep.
As they were increased, so they sinned against me.
And the Lord said, the more you blacks and Hispanics have children, you guys are corrupting more now. Because you're teaching them that same nonsense over and over again. Like back to this Easter thing. Where is this Easter in the Bible? Oh, I know what you guys are going to pull. Get Acts. Let's get Acts the 12th chapter. Let's find out about Easter. What is really Easter according to the Bible? Does it mean it's time to go painting eggs? Or does it mean that it's a certain time for you to be doing something else? Let's find out. Start from 1, Hop.
Acts chapter 12, verse 1.
Yup.
Now about that time, Herod the king stretched forth his hands to vex certain of the church.
Oh wait, to vex? That this is Herod vexing the church. Showing you that the word of the Lord was always a problem to the heathens and the wicked of our people. And if the Bible was such a nothing book, or that's just a regular book, if it doesn't mean anything, how come there was a time on this earth, if you mentioned this, you would have got your head chopped off? If it didn't mean anything. If the book wasn't that powerful, how come there was a time that if you got caught with this, you could get arrested and get crucified? If this book doesn't mean anything. Obviously this book means something, and it's got something lying in this that the devil don't want you to know about.
That's right.
All right, go on now.
Acts chapter 12, verse 1. Now about that time, Herod the king stretched forth his hands to vex certain of the church.
Go on.
And he killed James, the brother of John, with the sword.
You see that? James was a servant of the Most High, and he got killed. He wasn't like Benny Hinn, where everybody loved. He wasn't like Joel Osteen, that everybody loves. The real prophets got killed. They went to court. They got locked up and had to go spend months and weeks in jail, both in the Old Testament and in the New Testament. Go on.
And because he saw it pleased the Jews, he proceeded further to take Peter also. Then were the days of unleavened bread.
Then were the days of unleavened bread. Now, remember that. This is Acts. It says that those were the days of unleavened bread. Go on.
And when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to four quaternions of soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter.
After what?
After Easter.
After Easter. So what if you just read that right there, just off the quick glance, just reading that, what is that telling you Easter really is? Easter is the Passover. That's what Easter is. It doesn't mean it's time to go decorate eggs. That whole egg vibration that you teach your children, that's of the devil. That's of Satan. That goes back to the ancient Babylonians. Okay? Asterisk was a certain fertility god that they would worship. That's how come Ishtar. That's where you get that as the term Easter from. Okay? The egg represents fertility. Do not inside the woman, they said that if when a man's sperm goes inside the woman, it goes through her eggs. So that's what the egg represents. That has nothing to do with Christ, that has nothing to do with the Bible, that has nothing to do with the Lord. But you blacks and Hispanics gonna act like you ain't just hear that right now. That's why the Lord need to just kill 2/3 of y'all, man. Yeah, look, come on, man.
And when you look up the Easter word, it's Greek.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You did.
I'll start before again, right?
All right. Read it again up.
Acts chapter 12, verse 4.
Yep.
And when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to the four quaternions of soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter to bring forth to the people.
Go on.
Peter therefore was kept in prison, but prayer was made without ceasing of the church unto God for him.
Peter was in prison. Go on.
Verse 6. And when Herod would have brought him forth, the same night Peter was sleeping between two soldiers,
Go on.
bound with two chains. keepers before the door kept the prison.
Yup.
And behold, the angels of the Lord came upon him, and a light shined in the prison. And he smote Peter on the side, and raised him up, saying, Arise up quickly. And his chains fell off from his hands.
Go on.
And the angel said unto him, Gird thyself, and bind on thy saddles. And so he did. And he said unto him, Cast thy garment about thee, and follow me. And he went out and followed him, and wist not that it was truth, which was done by the angel.
Con, you didn't say anything about the Passover? I wanted that point in verse 4 though, with the unleavened bread. Yeah, just read verse 4 again.
Acts chapter 12, verse 4. Okay, I'm starting right. And because he said he saw it pleased the Jews, he proceeded further to take Peter also. Then were the days of unleavened bread.
Go on.
And when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to the four quaternions of soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter to keep him for
and you realize it mentioned unleavened bread and after Easter, showing you that because if you knew, matter of fact, let's get Exodus the 12th chapter. The feast of unleavened bread came in right after Passover. Because there's a difference. That's another thing where I realize that a lot of people don't understand. There's a difference between the Passover and there's a difference between the feast of unleavened bread. The Passover is the night that you put the blood on your door that is supposed to represent the night that Christ or the angel of death came over Egypt and passed over Egypt. That's that one night. Then after that, the celebration of the feast of unleavened bread begins. So it's basically telling you he got arrested somewhere around the time of the Passover, and he was released out during the time of unleavened bread that same week. Now let's prove that. Let's get Exodus in the 12th chapter real quick.
This is Exodus the 12th chapter and verse 1.
Now listen closely to this. Go on.
And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months.
This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. Now hold that, get Exodus the 13th chapter and start from the 3rd verse and the 4th verse. What month is he talking about that this Passover is supposed to come in? Let's find out.
Section 3 and 4?
Yeah.
Exodus 13, verse 3 and 4.
Go on.
And Moses said unto the people, Remember this day, in which ye came from Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Out of the house of bondage. We already know that's when God had the Passover. Because if you guys knew what happened, either historically or scripturally, it's the same exact thing technically, but if you knew what happened, you would know that the Lord killed all the firstborn of the Egyptians. Alright, go on.
For by strength of the hand of the Lord brought you out of this place.
Go on.
There shall no unleavened bread, there shall be no leavened bread be eaten.
Go on.
This day came he out of the month of Abib.
Out of the what?
Out of the month of Abib.
So the Passover comes in around the time of the month of Abib. Now let's go look up the word Abib real quick in the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. Alright, this is Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. You can get this at Barnes & Noble. Well, we know most of you Negroes and Latinos don't even be at the Barnes & Noble because you're busy at the club or at the record store or at some little hip-hop shop trying to buy some new Dickies. Alright? But this is according to knowledge. It says a bib. It says it says an ear of corn. It says the name of the first month after the Exodus. After the exile, the name was changed to Nisan. It fell about the time of our March and April. So Christ and Passover is around this season. It didn't say anything about it fell during the time where people paint eggs. It didn't say it fell around the time where they gave chocolate bunnies. It said it fell around the time of the New Year because why? The New Year technically begins in the springtime. And if you guys can tell by seasons, God makes it blunt. That's why they call it spring. That's when everything sprang forth. You realize during the winter, everything is dead. It's cold. During the fall, everything is falling off the trees. During the summer, everything is getting burnt up, getting ready to fall off. But during the springtime, that's when everything starts all over again. So the year changes technically around this time, not January 1st. According to God, this will be the new year. But you blacks and Hispanics don't know that, and a lot of y'all just don't care, because you're a bunch of fools. Alright? And you're going to be up in that Sunday church tomorrow talking about, I praise Jesus, and don't even know that Christ was born around this time, crucified around this time, and you were supposed to be keeping the Passover, and not some make-believe Easter.
That script was in Luke 22 where it mentioned the Passover.
Alright?
Grab it.
Go on. What you got?
Mark 7.
Alright, no, matter of fact, finish off with Exodus, the 12th chapter, because let's just prove that the unleavened bread is still the Passover.
Exodus chapter 12, verse 3.
All right.
Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, in the 10th day of this month, they shall take to them every man a lamb, according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for an house. And if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next to him of his house take it according to the number of souls.
Now you hear what God is saying that you're really supposed to be doing around this time? Where you hear God saying, thou shalt get the honey ham ready? Because that's what y'all gonna have tomorrow, ham. And what God say about ham? Let's get that. Let's matter of fact, drop that. Let's get the ham. What does God think about a honey roasted ham? Is it a good dish, or is it a disgusting, filthy dish that's a sin and abomination that you should be put to death for? All right, let's get it. Let's get it. Leviticus, the 11th chapter. And get Matthew's, because they're going to say the law was done and away with. That's going to be the next excuse.
Leviticus 11:7.
Now tomorrow you guys claim you're going to worship Jesus and all that, but you're going to eat that ham though. Now the main question that you always be asking, what would Jesus do? Well, Christ would keep the law. That's what he would first he would do. And if you don't believe me, all you got to read is Galatians, the 4th chapter. It said that he was made of a woman made under the law. So Christ kept the law. This is what Christ would say about your honey ham tomorrow. Go on.
Leviticus 11:7.
Go on.
And the swine, though he divided the hoof.
Now let's break it down in ABC 1, 2, 3 order for our people. Because our people like to get simple. In case you don't know what swine is a species of the hog. The most disgusting animal that's on this planet. That you blacks and Hispanics love to eat your bacon and your chitlets and your hot dogs and your sausage and your disgusting pepperoni pizza. All right, going up.
And the swine, though he divided the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean unto you.
What is that ham?
He is unclean unto you.
God say of the Holy Bible, and no, we're not Muslim, because that's the next thing. Are you guys Muslim? No. The hell with some Islam.
That's right.
This is the Holy Bible saying this. This is the same one that Benny Hinn uses to hypnotize y'all to get all that money out of y'all. This is the same book that your Roman Catholic pedophile priest would read out. All right? But you guys getting a different message though. What does the Bible say about that again, huh?
It says, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean unto you.
God said that dirty ham tomorrow is unclean to you. And what about it?
Of their flesh shall ye not eat.
And of that ham, or the chitlets, or the bacon, or the hot dog, or those ribs, you shouldn't be eating.
And their carcasses shall you not touch.
And you shouldn't even be touching swine. Even if you see it in the grocery aisle, God say you shouldn't even be touching that.
Right.
Go on.
They are unclean unto you.
They are unclean unto you.
Yes.
But I know what the next excuse is. That's the Old Testament. Now that Jesus come, we can do whatever we want. So now you're telling me that Christ came so you could be unclean now. So now that the law is done away with, you can do whatever you want. But the law says thou shalt not commit adultery. So I guess you're going to go out and sleep with your friend's wife tonight?
Great point, man.
The Bible says thou shalt not steal, but if the law is done away with, go ahead and steal something then. Proving that the law was still here. And if there's no law, there's no order, and that's why you live in a society filled with AIDS and homosexuals like this, because nobody's doing what God said to do.
That's right.
And that's why God always got to shake up your people's world every once in a while. Whether it's by a terrorist attack, whether it's by a national disaster, or whether a tornado or whatever, He gonna wipe you people out, man. Go on now.
Matthew chapter 5, verse 17.
Now this is for the excusers, the one that still want to go have some type of excuse to eat the ham. Well, Jesus did away with the law. Really? Really? Let's see what Jesus says in the book of Matthews. Let's get it up.
Matthew chapter 5, verse 17.
Go on.
Think not that I ain't come to destroy the law or the prophets.
Wait a minute. He said what?
Think not that I ain't come to destroy the law or the prophets.
So why are they telling you in the Sunday church that Jesus did away with the law? He's saying, think not that I come to destroy the law. Go on.
I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
But to fulfill. Go on.
For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law.
You hear what Christ just said? He said if heaven and earth disappeared, then the law is gone. Now you got to ask yourself, you're standing at the bus stop right now. Are you not standing on the earth?
That's right. That's right.
The sun is shining. Is not the heaven still there? So guess what? The law is still in effect.
That's right.
And if you want to go celebrate Easter tomorrow, you're going off, and God's going to judge you for that.
That's right.
And you want to teach your children that nonsense about the Easter bunny, about that Babylonian pagan worship, then He's going to jack you up for that too.
That's right.
You and your children. All right, go on now.
Romans 7:7. Romans 7:7.
Go on now.
Like 7:1.
Yep.
Know ye not, brethren, for I speak to them that know the law.
You hear what he says? You that have understanding of these scriptures.
How that the law has dominion over a man as long as he liveth.
So the day that you saw the little light when you came out from your mother, you was automatically underneath the law. Go on.
It says, for the woman which has an husband is bound by law to her husband so long as he lives.
Don't read that out, because the women in America don't want to hear that one. You hear what the Bible says for you women? It says that you're bound to the law of your husband. But the women in this society say that I don't need a man, or I can date. That's wicked.
That's right.
That's wicked. All right, go on. All right, but that was a good script. All right, go on.
Matthew chapter 5, verse 18.
Go on.
For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law.
Shall in no wise pass from the law. Go on.
Till all be fulfilled.
Until all be fulfilled. Go on.
Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments.
Oh, you hear what Christ is showing you? That the law and the commandments are the same exact thing. So they want to talk about, you want to keep the 10 Commandments. The 10 Commandments came from the Old Testament. So if you're saying that the Old Testament is done away with, that means you're saying that thou shalt not, you can take the name of the God of the Most High in vain now. That's part of the 10 Commandments. You can steal now. You can commit adultery now. That's what you're saying. Go on now. It doesn't add up.
Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments.
Yeah, and when the Sabbath come around, if you know right from wrong, and you still want to go out to the club, or still get your freak on, or do whatever, okay? The Lord said He's gonna hold that account against you. Not unless if you're in this truth, and you make a mistake, and you ask for forgiveness. That's a difference. All right, go on.
Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments, and shall teach men so,
like what they tell you in the church. He did away with the law. It's Easter now. It's about chocolate bunnies and all that. No, you ain't got to keep no lamb and no unleavened bread. Eat your cake. And then, isn't that the main thing that you guys eat? Hot crust buns? And hot crust buns ain't nothing but leaven. That's good. That's good. Go on now.
He shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven.
You hear that? God said if you want to eat your hot crust buns and you want to celebrate your little bunny worship, you shall be considered the least in the kingdom of God. Go on.
But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven.
So God is saying that He will award those that's doing the law and telling others to do the law. Is your pastor telling you that? No, he's not. Because a lot of y'all still got the ham storing out right now for tomorrow. You got something you want to bring up?
You got something on that?
Yeah, but not fun.
Where are you located? Are you still on 441?
Oh, no, I think you're getting us confused with other
Yeah,
guys.
we're
We're Israelites. But we're not the guys on 441. We have a site. We only here. But if you have any, we be here around on Saturday.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right. Second Ezra chapter 7, verse 20.
Yeah.
For there be many that perish in this life because they despise the law of God
Yeah, man.
that is set before them.
And that's so easy, man. When you read Malachi, the 4th chapter, the Lord tells you that he's coming back with all this fire, going to burn the place up and kill everybody that ain't doing right. But then why would he tell you in the 4th verse, remember ye the law of Moses, if it didn't mean anything? Go on, huh? Let's let the Harlem and Bronx train go by, because that be sound like New York. Go on, huh?
Second Ezra chapter 7, verse 20. For there be many that perish in this life because they despise the law of God that is set before them.
And that's why 2/3 of you blacks and Hispanics, we tell you you're going to be destroyed. Because a lot of y'all don't, most of y'all don't care about what this Bible says. And like, matter of fact, you give me Titus. I think it's Titus. Matter of fact, real quick. Where is Titus? Get Titus chapter 1, verse 16. Because see, another problem is our people will claim to be following God in Christ, but then they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. And they don't know nothing. Alright, this is a good scripture for a lot of y'all tomorrow that's going to wake up and talk about, oh, you love Jesus, and then go eat ham, and then go watch the football or basketball game. Alright, go on now.
Titus chapter 1, verse 16. They profess that they know God,
Yeah.